Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we have another top 10 for you. This is a list that we actually hinted at earlier this month. And now we're giving it to you. And it is our top 10 ranking expansions for Tiny Epic Games.
All right, so Tiny Epic Games, we ranked those. Check out that video. I'll put it in the description below so you can check that out if you haven't seen it already. But this time, we're talking about the expansions. And now, there's three kind of categories of the expansions. There's promo cards, right, which we did not include in this list. No. Tons of cool promo cards, basically just adds more variability, and that's about it. We didn't want to talk about those. And then also we have what's called mini expansions. Those are part of this list. And those kind of basically add some cool little mechanisms, places you can go on the board, that kind of thing. And then what I'm calling the big box expansions. But really, they're just, it's Tiny Epic Games. So there's nothing big about any of these. But they're just the size of...
Tiny Epic Big Box, or the Big Box Tiny Epic style.
Right, so these are the expansions that are basically, they come in the same size as the regular Tiny Epic Games because they have a whole lot of content in them. And the way we decided to rank these is not how much we like them per se, but how likely we are to include them when we play the game.
Yeah.
So maybe because of time constraints or whatever else, or maybe it is because we don't like them, that's why they are higher or lower on this list. All right, so...
You kick it off.
I'm going to kick this one off?
Yeah.
All right. You made me say the bad ones first.
Yeah, we're trying to be more, equitable and who goes first and who goes second, when really I just don't want to talk about number 10.
All right, fine. Number 10, this is Tiny Epic Tactics. This is the Lanterns mini expansion. I love pick up and deliver, and this has kind of a pick up and deliver mechanism to it. Basically, when you play this game, you start off with a unlit lantern, you go take it to one of the caves and light it, and then expect you to deliver it back or whatever, and you get points based off of that. Now, this whole game to us felt like a minis game, and you were kind of attacking lots of combat, area control. So it didn't really work for us having a Lanterns pick up and deliver thing going on. A neat idea, we love pick up and deliver, but when we want to just battle and combat, we just want to battle and combat. So number 10, we enjoyed it, but we're not going to include it very often.
Yeah. So our number 9 is Quest for the Golden Shroom. Quest for the Golden Mushroom. And this is an expansion for Tiny Epic Quests. There's kind of like a capture the flag element to this game that it brings. I'm trying to be like super nice right now, but essentially we didn't feel like we were able to do what the base game wanted us to do successfully. So we just
adding more to
that was just to us. So that's all I have to say.
All right, number 8, this is Tiny Epic Tactics again. This time we're talking about the map expansion. When you play this is really, really cool 3D map terrain kind of thing that I really, really liked. Now, I can see how that would get old at some point if you played it a million times. And the map expansion gives you 2 extra whole maps. It gives you a cool little cloth map plus these 3D terrain tiles. A couple things. The maps themselves, the expansion maps are just folded up cardboard, so you have to kind of like unfold them, and then like if you want them to be really perfect looking, you have to kind of crank them a little bit, which I don't like doing. But they give you some more extra variability as far as where things are on the board. You can't get stuck in the same routine, I guess. But again, you have to play the base game, a whole lot of times to feel like it's old and stale. So
yeah.
I do like it. I think it'd be really, really neat if you really were into Tiny Epic Tactics and you played it all the time. You would want that variability. We play it and we like it with the base game, but not enough to feel like we've solved the map or anything like that. So we just play without the expansions typically.
Yeah. All right, let's carry on. Our number 7 is Satellites and Super Weapons. This is an expansion for Tiny Epic Galaxies. So this adds a really fun push your luck aspect to the game, and it also gives you special abilities, and it gives you potential scoring opportunities. Honestly, we liked this one. We didn't have an issue with it. Would we play with it every single time? I don't know.
I'd say this is kind of like the turning point, right?
Yeah.
This is where the list is. We're going to start to add these ones Most of the time, I'd say.
Yeah. So so you can say the ones that we enjoyed. This is the least of the ones we enjoyed.
There you go. Our number 6, this is a mini expansion for Tiny Epic Pirates called the Crimson and Silver. Basically gives you more resources. This game is all about resources and resource management and trying to turn things in for money and all that kind of stuff. The Crimson and Silver resources basically just act like wild resources that give you more abilities. It's really, really simple. Extra places to go on the map. And wild resources that you can trade in. So we play this with most of the time, and it's a great little mini expansion that doesn't change the rules much.
Speaking of Tiny Epic Pirates, our number 5 is Curse of Amdiak, and what's really fun about this is there's a ghost ship that roams the board. So on the board, there's all these like things that are everywhere that you can pick up. Not on the islands, but like on the different spaces. And once they're picked up, that's it. But the ghost ship will drop things back. So it kind of gives you motivation to go back to things that you normally would not have gone to. And some of them are good things, and some of them are bad things. Because it's a ghost pirate ship. Hello! So they're not all going to be great things for you, obviously. But that...
You've been cursed.
And occasionally you've been blessed. I don't know. The pirate ship doesn't know what it wants to be. But that is Curse of Amdiak.
All right, our number 4, this is for Tiny Epic Galaxies. This is one of the bigger expansions called Beyond the Black.
One of the big box expansions.
The huge Tiny Epic expansions. So
as big as my hand.
This, what it does is it adds two major things. It adds pilots. So before you had 4, ships that you were in control of, and they all did the same exact thing. But now you have pilots, and these pilots can control special ships, and they all have special abilities now. So you have to spend some dice to upgrade your ships into these special custom ships. And now when that shape of ship goes to a certain place, it might get some kind of benefit or reward or ability to hurt someone else or who knows what. So there's a ton of different pilots. They all can customize these different ships. There's also another push-your-luck element to this with these unexplored space. So you go to the unexplored space, and it's kind of a push-your-luck thing where you flip over a card, and it could be either green or red. Green means it's good. It's just immediate, victory, point or something like that, or a little bit of resources. A red thing, they're still good, but they're going to take a little bit more time for you to accomplish them. So you have to actually land your thing on that planet, have it go through 2 or 3 spots or whatever. But when you finish it, it might be worth extra resources and extra points more than what the green planets would have been. So green ones are all about immediate gratification. The red ones are you have to sit there for a little while, but you're going to be happy that you did when you're done. Because you're exploring, right? You want to see, even if it's bad stuff, you want to see what it's about. Yeah. There's also all these little symbols and give you more and more victory points scoring at the end of the game. So we play this basically all the time. Yeah. It is great.
Our number 3 is for Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, and this is one of those mini expansions, and that is the Laboratory mini expansion. So this adds a tech tree, so you're just moving things on a tech tree. When you get to the end, you get something. But what's fun about that is it doesn't take an additional action, because it's based on where you take your action is where you're going to move the tech tree. Super simple, pretty seamless to add it on, and instead of making it more stuff for you to do, I have to do this and this and this, it just naturally is something that is also happening. So I really enjoy this. I do not see us ever playing Tiny Epic Dinosaurs without this fun little tech tree.
All right, number 2, we're getting down to the end here. This is for Tiny Epic Kingdoms. This is Hero's Call. This game, basically you have meeples that are running around doing different actions. But now you have these larger heroes, these larger meeples. These heroes are going to go out there. They're going to basically have a whole different stack of cards that are heroes, and they all have special abilities that you can use on your turn. So kind of we talked about with the ships, the pilots in Tiny Epic Galaxies. Now, instead of just having a generic meeple, you've got a specific meeple that can do something cool. And they're able to upgrade themselves. And eventually, once they're upgraded enough, they retire. And you get the opportunity to get another one later. So it's just a really cool way of getting extra special abilities and victory points by using these heroes. And of course, like all these expansions, it adds a couple extra more kingdoms and everything else in there too. So
yeah, I think one of the big things for us with this expansion specifically, at least maybe just with me specifically, is I did not like the 2-player version of this game. It was fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The game just wanted you to do more and you couldn't in 2-player. And when you add this expansion, I felt like we were able, like I got the feeling of what the game wanted me to feel. So we're here. We have arrived.
Number one,
and that is Dark War. This is an expansion to Tiny Epic Defenders. You are, in the game, you're going across these different cards, trying to defend your area. It's a cooperative game. The main thing that it does is it gives you these cards that have like a negative side to them. So all the cards that you're traveling to, some of them will have like an even worse side to them. And I just love that. I made the game where, not that we felt like it was too easy, but it was almost too easy. And so it gave us that challenge that we love in cooperative games. There is no way I'd play this game without this expansion. It just would not happen.
It is really cool, like little 3D covered wagons as well.
Yes,
and you have to kind of drag them around to the various places on the board. It takes up more of your resources and more of your time.
Just be really careful when you build those wagons.
Yes.
Watch our review on that if you want to hear more.
But yeah, you have to drag them around to these various spots on the board in order to win the game as well. But it is... I guess it adds extra challenge to make it even more things you have to focus on, which in a co-op game we particularly like.
Yes, we do. Well, everybody, those are our thoughts on the Tiny Epic expansions, but as always, we like to hear your thoughts. Is there any expansion you always play with? Is there any expansion that you're like, this was a waste of my money? Is there maybe just one card that you have to play with every single time you play? Let us know. Drop a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us on Facebook, we're Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. On Twitter, we're Ryan and Bethany 1. And on Instagram, we are Ryan and Bethany.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.